Latina, Frugal Latina. I almost said Latina Geek. For those of you who don't know, I used to do streaming, game streaming. So anyway, we're going to talk about what it's like to sort of like reap what it is that the harvest of all the savings, all the time we're talking about saving towards doing something. And now we have the opportunity to enjoy our savings in terms of a vacation, which could arguably be something that's not so cheap, right? So let's talk about it. Grab your cafecito. We're going to talk about what happens when you go on vacation and you're under budget or even arguably over budget. Sorry, honey. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to whack you. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Okay, I gave myself a little mini heart attack, honestly, because I knew for sure I wrote this out. So we're gonna take it real slow. So the first vacation, well, technically, yeah, the first vacation second vacation, oh my God, it's the second vacation, holy smokes, was called my All Too Well vacation. And it's called that because of a Taylor Swift video that I love very much. But I had budgeted $2,500 for it in total. The second budget we'll talk about later was a little bit last minute. We'll talk about that in a bit. But airfare, I think I did pretty good on. I wanted to keep it under $1,000. And truthfully, it could have been cheaper had I just bought it 6 months in advance. It would have been at least $200 cheaper. But listen, like sometimes that's just not the way that life goes. And that's okay. That money ended up going to tiny house instead. Hotel was $734. This was well spent. This was well spent because I could have done a different hotel every single day, but I left the last 2 days to relax. I have zero issues about that. This ended up being just a little bit higher simply because I did order things to the room, but I factored that in elsewhere. Okay, so one of the things that's a real heel in all of my plans is the fact that I know I pay for convenience when it comes to Uber. I could technically take the light rail. However, what we don't tell you in Washington State is that the light rail and then the ramp to the airport, it's at least 30 minutes. Like I'm not kidding. The light rail is not fast. It's not efficient. Sometimes it straight up goes out. And I need peace of mind knowing I'm going to get to the airport no less than 2 hours before my flight. That's just how I am. It gives me peace of mind. And truthfully, airports give me so much anxiety. Now that I've gotten pre-TSA, which by the way is the absolute best, my check, like going through security, takes maybe 15 minutes. It's delightful. Highly recommend. This time around with the rental car, it was $286.41. Absolutely worth it. If you are going to the East Coast and you are doing a road trip, obviously get a car. If you're going to like New York, don't even bother, right? Like just take the metro system. I'm very pro metro, by the way, but I wanted to have the autonomy to go where I wanted, and parking was just never an issue. Finding hotels with parking was never an issue. It was delightful. Highly recommend. Today I actually just got the toll bill, and for as much driving as I did, it was only $26. So no problem there. I only had to fuel up twice. So I got a gorgeous car. It was a Toyota LE something or another. Gorgeous car, and so fuel efficient. Oh my gosh. Tolls in cash that I paid was $16. So tolls was like $30-$40 in total for 5 days. And considering how much ground I covered, it's not bad. Restaurant, the thing that keeps surprising me is, truthfully, as someone who is frugal, I think for some reason I'm going to go to another state and just absolutely lose my mind. That's not the case at all. I only spent $100 in total, and I thought I was balling on a budget because I did spend Saturday bar hopping, but apparently I didn't go too hog wild, and I paid for it on Sunday. Coffee and snacks was $10. One of my traditions when I get to SeaTac Airport is to stop by Starbucks, and that for me like mentally kicks off vacation mode, and I get my drink, and the line is always really daunting, but considering I'm there like an hour, 2 hours early, it's always worth it. The line goes by super fast. So yeah, souvenirs for my all too well vacation was I had to check to make sure you guys were filming, was $80. Totally worth it because I got my grandmother some delicious gummies, and I still have to ship them out because they're naturally doing construction on the I-5. Okay, so some key takeaways. Getting a rental car was totally worth it. Part of me wishes I would have gone further to like Martha's Vineyard. That's still something on my list. I don't know why. It just seems so luxurious. Okay, moving onward. So this vacation was last minute. I'm gonna be so honest with y'all. It was last minute, and it's because some friends of mine who I've known for well over a decade, we're getting into like, you know, well into double digits here. They moved to Tennessee. I miss them so very much, and a friend invited me to go out. They hosted, so there's a lot of factors in here that are not keyed in because I didn't have to pay for them. So straight up, full transparency, they hosted because they have a big old gorgeous house, and they drove. So I didn't have to worry about a rental car. I didn't have to worry about gas. I tried, y'all. I really did try to help pay for gas, and they like basically almost slapped the wallet out of my hand. So airfare for this one was $819. That sucked. I'm gonna be honest with you. Flying, I will never recommend flying during a government shutdown, but it could have been worse. And the only delays that I had was because someone got kicked off a plane. I am in full support of the, you know, service women and men that are putting our planes in the skies. They come above everything. Uber again was $183.89. I was so mad because $16 of that was for an Uber that never came. And that is honestly just the gamble you take sometimes. My mistake was coming home on a Sunday. I'm being honest. Coming home on a Sunday in SeaTac Airport, I hate it. I even came home late. So I was in the garage at 10 o'clock, didn't get a car until 11:30, and then I was finally home by 12:30. So there was that. Something you don't see here is that the cat sitter is $25 a day, which is perfect. She's amazing. Thank you, Sarah. I only had her for 2 days out of the 3 because I was coming home that evening any hoozles. That was $50. Totally worth it. Gave me so much like peace of mind. And one thing I'm noticing, especially about going on vacation, is I straight up need a pet cam. I need a camera to see that she's okay. Maybe that's doing too much. I don't care. She's my fur baby and she knows it. Restaurant, again, $94.61. I did order a couple of beers, like local Tennessee beers, which was fantastic. And then when I went to get coffee at Starbucks, it was a little bit more because I also try to get snacks before I go to the airport and then while I'm at the airport. Souvenirs this time was only $26.31. We really didn't hit up souvenir shops, so I tend to hit them up while I'm at the airport. And you know, a lot of the time it really is just like a fridge, magnet, or there's just nothing really grabby about the places I've been to. I think the most excited I was when we went to a Five Below. I've never been, and I've only seen hauls for it, which is kind of silly, but my thing. Okay, so I want to talk about problem areas. I don't know a better method right now than Uber. I just don't. A friend recommended calling a taxi and setting that up, and the truth is I have been verbally harassed by taxi drivers in the past. Mind you, this was my youth, but I don't have I know a lot of taxi drivers ended up like driving for Uber or driving for Lyft, and that's okay. However, I'm just saying my own personal experience. I do not speak for everyone else. I have been harassed by taxi drivers here in Seattle, Washington, which is why I don't utilize that. Snacks for the airport. I need to be better about getting snacks at like Walmart or Target or whatever the hell before I get on the plane, because for whatever reason, being on a plane means I'm starving. My oven is going off. And lastly, souvenirs. If you have any suggestions on getting souvenirs for your family, I'm sorry, my oven is going off, so my chicken is done. Please let me know. But that is how my vacation went. That is how it went, how it's gone. I planned for the first one, but not the second one. But the second one, I planned to spend less than $500. And I only spent $476, not including the air fryer. Okay, that's it for now. That's my vacation breakdown. It was kind of quick, but chicken is ready. So I gotta go eat. Thank you so much for watching and chatting with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.